What's up, Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Byte for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. This week, it's all my reactions to Apple's new MacBook Pro keynote. But like we normally do, let's start off with these smaller announcements and build our way up to the big stuff, because I promise I'll be gentle. Now, Apple TV finally got some love in the form of a new app called TV, because that won't be confusing at all. The app is going to be useful to find shows you want and be able to pick up where you left off easily if you're on an Apple TV or an iOS device. Now, not every service or channel with an app is going to be a part of it, like Netflix or Amazon, which is a big deal. But look deeper. This app's discovery is nice, but it's also the result of Apple's failed attempt to get their own TV streaming service. You still need to pay for your own cable or pay for HBO Now and Hulu separately to take advantage of this. Now, the TV app could have been a new revenue stream, a new business, but they couldn't do it over the course of years because they wanted too much from the studios and networks. And now, Apple doesn't have a streaming TV service while other rivals do. And they're actually good. So you know what? That's a bad Apple. All right, on to what we were all waiting for, the new MacBook Pros. These guys are powerhouses, and if you're in the market to upgrade, you should be more than happy with the performance. Big gains, about 50% in processor performance, roughly twice as fast graphics, and 100% increase in flash performance. A better performing screen at the same Retina resolution, but Apple made a point not to mention the resolution at all. And let's not forget that design. If anything is going to stand out, it's how sleek this is compared to any previous MacBook Pros. And yes, there are plenty of other sleeker non-Apple laptops out there. Now, it's going to be a great laptop, but the flagship feature, the Touch Bar. This isn't the first changing bar we've seen. The Lenovo X1 Carbon had it 2 years ago, but Apple just decided to go all out with that idea. Now, I'm going to hold my judgment until I actually use it for an extended period of time. But how much are you actually going to use it? Like, I don't think anyone knows right now. Sure, it's some really nice eye candy and it's super responsive. I could see myself using it for some of the more basic apps, but how much easier will it actually make doing things? Now, when they demoed Final Cut Pro to use a single finger to scroll through the project while staring directly at the touch bar, no. Like, no one edits video like that, and they won't. And you know what? That was a bad Apple too. Ooh. And let's just stack up what makes more sense from a creative standpoint right now. Apple's Touch Bar or that insane Surface Dial that works on that insane Surface Studio from Microsoft that blew away anything Apple announced. That's just real talk. Now, only time will tell if the Touch Bar ends up being good, great, or just meh. And what about that price point? MacBook Pros basically went up $200 at every price point from the previous generation. Let's see how the audience feels about that one. Yeah, that's a sad Apple. And lastly, remember, this is loaded with 4 USB-C Thunderbolt ports. You know what that means? We go in dongle. We go in dongle. Look, if you want back all the ports and connectivity you lost, I did the math for you. A USB adapter costs $19. A Thunderbolt 2 adapter for hard drives costs $49. USB-C to Lightning to connect your iPhone or iPad costs $25. And a USB-C to Ethernet adapter costs $35. And if you want the MagSafe connector that they took away from you, Griffin Technology has that covered for you with their BreakSafe for another $40. So let's add on roughly another $170 worth of dongles on top of that. Hold up. I just wanted to check in with our audience again.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
I feel you on that. So what should Apple's new campaign for the new MacBook Pros be? How about this? Just dongle it. Or, how do you like them dongles? Or, there's a dongle for that. And the crowd favorite on my Twitter, think dongle. All right, all jokes aside, it's a nice upgrade. It's going to cost you, and I'm not in the market to get a new laptop right now, but there have been times in the past where Apple really made me want to get a MacBook Pro when I didn't need one. But you know what? This wasn't one of those times. Now, there's also a really expensive 5K display in a partnership with LG that you can buy if you have lots of money too. And let's not forget the letdown of no new iMacs, no new Mac Mini updates after 2 years, and no new Mac Pros. Remember, it was Phil Schiller who once claimed,
"Can't innovate anymore, my ass."
And that Mac Pro hasn't seen an update for over 3 years now. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. We'd love to hear what you thought. You can email us at theapplebyte@cnet.com or tweet me at Brian Tong, and we'll include your thoughts in next week's show. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch y'all next time for another bite of the apple.